I save thousands of dollars a year by buying in bulk, specifically buying my meat in bulk for the year. So there's one time a year I stock my deep freezers with the meat I will need for the year, which saves me thousands of dollars throughout the year. And here's how I do it. The first thing I do is set a budget for how much I want to spend on the meat for the year. My budget this year looks different than last year. I was able to spend a little less than $1,200 last year to get all of the meat and seafood I needed. I had to increase my budget to $1,500 this year to get mostly the same things I got last year except for shrimp. So I set a budget to know how much I want to spend before I do anything else. The second thing I do is take inventory of the food, the type of meats and meals that we ate throughout the year. And if there was any like different cuts that we did not prefer, we did not like, I make note of that, and I make note of what I want to have and what I want to eat that I may not have. So for example, I may have wanted skirt steak and I didn't have any skirt steak. So I'll make note that, hey, we want some skirt steak, but we did not enjoy, let's say, beef stew. So I know when I am placing orders, what I'm going to use and what my family is going to eat. The third thing I do is I research farms or reach out to farms. If I already have a certain farmer or rancher that I use, I will reach out to them 3 to 4 months before I need the thing. So if I'm planning to restock in December, I'll probably reach out honestly in August and September just to make sure there's no wait list. But obviously some ranchers and some farms have a wait list, or it takes longer to process. So you may need to reach out to them sooner, like 6 months, or even you may have to place your order a year ahead. If I do not have a rancher or farmer, I will do research and find the rancher or farmer that I need. If you guys want me to do a video on helping you find local ranchers or local farms to support near you, let me know. But that'll be another video. I won't go too much into that. But I'll do research until I find a farmer that I want, and then I will contact them 3 to 4 months prior to place my order. The next thing I do is I start to clean out my deep freezers and cook out of my freezers. So I want my freezers to be empty, if not almost empty, by the time my new meat and new seafood come in. So I will cook through my freezer, make sure I'm using it, and make a plan that lasts me up until when the meat comes, so that I'm not going to the grocery store buying meat, but also I'm using what I already have. The next thing I'll do is, if there are meats that I cannot find local, or the price is above my budget and I can't or don't want to pay that price, I will then go to Costco Business Center. This is the place that I go to get certain meats. So I'll get chicken in bulk in 40-pound boxes from Costco Business Center that will last me a year. So I'll get a 40-pound box of drumsticks, of wings, of boneless chicken thighs, and that will last me close to a year, if not a year. They're 40-pound boxes. I just break them down and separate them. But I go to Costco Business Center to get any other meats or seafood that I need and want that I may not be able to find locally. Next thing I do is I start to stock up. I go do my pickups. Some farms ship, so my pork gets shipped to me. My beef I have to go pick up. I'll do all of my rounds and stock my freezer. Once I have everything, I will then organize my freezer that best makes sense, right? Like, I'm gonna put the things that I know I'm gonna grab for more. So like ground beef is at the top of my freezer. It's not at the bottom where I gotta dig all the way through to get the ground beef. But I will organize my freezer for it to make sense for me and my family. The next thing I will do is create an inventory sheet of all of the things that I have in my freezer, so I know what I have without having to guess. So I will list it all out. If you want, I can show you, but I will list it out. I'll put 48 pounds of ground beef. I have 17 packs of chicken drums. I have 4 ribeye steaks, so that when I'm planning my meals, I know what I have and I can cook them to have variety and not basically eat all the steaks first or save all the ground beef for last, because I want to have variety throughout the year. And I keep my inventory list to know what I have when planning meals. And it also helps me the next year to know what cuts I saved last or which cuts I ate first to get more of that cut. I'm going to do a video on meal planning, so I'll keep that separate so that I can help you with meal planning in a separate video, not to make this one too long. But this is how I stock my freezer for the year with the meat that my family is going to eat. And if you have any questions, drop them below and I'll be sure to answer them.